your opinion of a t-shirt change when you notice someone wearing the exact same shirt? If it does, then you're in good company. Today we'll be taking a closer look at some of the daily habits and social conventions that make up the monotony of life. Let's crave cold water on a hot day, then rue the copper that keeps your water impossibly warm and also ruins the national broadband network. Grab your knitting needles and a blanket because it's time for three old friends to sit around and sew a new patch into their quilt of friendship. So join me, Dion, under the covers with Christian and Josh.
Welcome to Patchwork. Now, before we get started, a couple of patches ago, Dion had some drinks with a bunch of friends. We were all there, and I got criticised and lambasted. I think that's an appropriate use of the word.
Backstrapped.
For drinking all of the beer that Dion brought for the party. So I felt attacked in the moment. I didn't defend myself very well. So I had a long time to think about this. So a few things came to mind. So the first point, with the beer. So you bought the beer. You said it was premium beer for the party.
Yes.
And you were like, it was for everyone. Mm-hmm. If I didn't drink those, you just wanted the beer to remain in your house, in your possession. Is that right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yes, in a way. Yeah, I would have held on to that beer. And then,
Which is interesting, right? Because do you then have a limit? You went, well, I bought it that each person would be allowed to have 2 beers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the limit for me was you not drinking all of it.
I think that's the idea is I supplied beer for everyone. I didn't supply beer just for Josh.
Sure. And so what I reckon the policy could maybe be next time, Dion, is instead of like, oh, there's beer in the fridge, help yourself, which is what I do because we have beers at our house. It's like, oh, there's goats in the fridge, go nuts. Is I'll get you one. And then you can limit how many beers everyone gets.
No.
But
you're saying Dion has to cut you off?
Yeah, no. The free beer comes with a delivery service as well. I'm not, what's the name of that? I'm not John
Sherpa.
John Boozle or whatever the...
Jimmy Briggs. I was going to say John delivers.
So is the onus not on... Like, because my interesting point is...
Interesting point.
Yeah, I'll decide that. Is that you would rather there be beers left in the fridge than they all get drunk?
By one person? I reckon yes. Christian, what about you?
So what's the limit?
Yeah. What about you, Christian? Would you rather, like if you bought 10 beers and one person drinks them all, would you rather have some left over or have one person drink all 10?
I think the confusion is that Dion is irked that you had all the beer. I think that's what it is, right? It's not about... how much beer everyone has, how much beer you have at the place.
Yes.
It's more so that it was your intention, which was, there's beer, I'll just have that was supplied by the host.
The amazing thing is, Josh, is you've had 2 weeks to think of this and all you come up with is a delivery service in addition to the free beer.
No, but I'm getting, because then you can regulate and go, oh, no, there's not left, or that's for other people or something. The point is...
practically that can't work.
But the point is, I didn't take anyone else's beer. No one who wanted a beer was denied a beer because I'd drunk it.
Yeah, so it's like logically and technically, Josh, you have done nothing wrong.
Sounds like a win to me.
But as per this show, we discuss the social faux pas.
Yes.
The technicality doesn't matter. It's about what lingers in people's minds after the fact.
Sure.
Well, speaking of that, Josh, would it make you think twice again? So let's say you went over to a person's house, they had beers that were supplied. Would you drink all of them and then leave a mess?
Depending on the vibe of the night, because it seemed like a pretty boozy night, and I drunk through what I'd brought.
Yes.
And so then being quite drunk, I was like, well, there's beer here. I'll keep drinking it.
Yeah.
So
and
I
think in that instance, Dion, you want to facilitate a boozy night, right? Like you want to be the person who says, let's not stop this. Let's keep going. You never have the beers.
Yeah. You never want an undersupply.
And to be honest, I love the fact that Josh, you were happy to keep the night going. You were happy to get boozy. Josh is the captain of the booze and saying, guys, follow behind me, the Pied Piper of drunkenness.
Yeah, it's true. And it did...
The Pied Pinter.
Thank you. The Pint Piper?
Way better!
So much better.
The other couple of things. So there was that weird message that I sent afterwards that was like, left heaps of dishes, so sorry.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did I send that? And I realized what it is. Normally at those events, what I'll do in terms of my effort is I'll help clean up and I'll do a lot of the dishes.
Yep.
And the other point, because it was like, Josh didn't bring any food or anything, I man the barbecue. I like to functionally.
Oh, that's a good point.
When I go to those things,
Good
I'm not
point.
going to bring the packet of chips, but functionally, I'll help with that. And that's why I felt bad about the dishes, because like I don't feel I did my part, because normally that's something I would happily help with if I'm not going to help on the bringing food side of things.
Do you know what? The barbecue thing, I think the person who occupies the barbecue, do they get enough credit generally? Because there's a
Yes.
couple of things. No, but there's a couple of things, but they stink.
Can I? No,
They
no.
stink.
It's not about the stink. It's like the stench is one thing. It's an easy job, and people make it out as if it is way more difficult. That's why people like going to the barbecue, because all you need to do is turn whatever there is on there.
The exception to that is if you've got steaks, and steaks need to be cooked quite well. Whereas like a burger or a sausage, you can't really stuff that out.
Can I ask, how often, Josh, are you receiving a steak from the barbecue at a group event and going, this isn't cooked to my liking, this steak?
No. But
you
you're not-
just take it as you're given it,
You
right?
do, do. But it could be, but that's the only thing I can think of that you can kind of stuff up. They're like, oh, this got overcooked, it's quite dry.
Out of interest, when you're cooking something for someone else, how much sort of reinforcement do you need in terms of how you've cooked the meal? How many questions will you ask? Christian, if I come over, you cook me a lovely meal, you might make a salad, a pasta, whatever. How much are you wanting from me to indicate that I'm enjoying it?
Yeah, it's a good question, because if you were silent, I'd take it as I've done something wrong. But I think it's with the first spoonful or forkful.
Yeah.
The moment that you have the first taste, I want to see lovely, thank you. And that's it.
Will a sound suffice?
Yeah, I'd be happy with an I don't want an exaggerated one. But I think just a sound or a comment and then moving on, that's enough.
Because I think generally I'll just give it, oh, this is great. Yeah, this is really nice.
Really?
That thing, yeah.
But you don't know the different tastes.
doesn't matter.
Did you hear that?
No, I think
it does.
Yeah, I think no, but I think for me, I remember cooking for Josh and thinking getting a compliment for Josh for food is good because it means it's accessible to the masses. But honestly, sometimes you'll make something that might have, it's like super lemony, let's say.
Yeah.
And Josh, you don't love mushrooms, and so sometimes you don't want the mushroom flavor to be too out there. You want it to just kind of blend in. And so if you're like, oh, this is really nice, you're like, great, I have made a meal that everyone can enjoy.
See, the thing is, because I don't cook heaps, but when I do, I'm desperate for feedback. So I'll ask my housemate Georgia a lot. I was like, and I criticize myself. I was like, this has too much celery in it, right? She's like, yes, go less celery. I'm like, just tell me, what should I do better next time? I want that feedback because I'm not going to be able to decide for myself.
What is your number one meal that you cook, Josh? What is and is it number one for you, or does it rival like the lasagnas that are made in
Burritos
this
is
world?
pretty great.
Burritos. I could say, Josh,
Really?
because of Josh's experience working at a Mexican restaurant years ago, I think that you've been exposed to the cuisine and you understand what's involved with a good burrito. You've taught me how to fold a burrito.
Yeah, the fold's great.
And I will be forever grateful for that, because a burrito, well packed, is one of the best meals you can enjoy.
Yeah.
It's a sandwich on steroids.
You know what? It's the density. When it's nice and dense,
Yeah.
Do you know what else is great as well? If you're making the insides, the protein in the burrito, you can have that the next day, but then have the other stuff fresh.
the burrito bowl.
Oh,
The follow-up burrito
good.
bowl.
And
Yep.
that's the beauty of the burrito.
I was waiting at the lights the other day and I caught eye of a little poster for a lost pet. And it struck me because you see them around every now and then, lost cat, lost dog, with a nice photo of the animal. And I realized I'd never lost a pet and I never had to put one of those up. And I wonder how successful generally they are.
As someone who has owned pets, I've always been reticent to put the posters up too quickly. And I always wonder in my mind at what point that is, because it's a wild, like, ultimately...
Cats will go for a wander, right?
Cats go for wanders, right? Maybe not a dog. I've never owned a dog, but I've had two cats. And I remember once driving home a couple of kilometers away from my home and seeing my cat walking in the opposite direction. I drove past it and it was like we looked at each other in the eyes. I'm like, what are you doing out here? So I went, grabbed him, put him in the front seat and drove him home. But I don't know where he goes. Like, I know that cats take their own little journeys around the neighborhood.
Well, thinking back on it, when I was a kid in our neighborhood, there was like a neighborhood dog called Dudley that just wandered the street, and you knew which house it belonged to. But now I'm like, that seems crazy. There was a dog that was just wandering around the suburbs so much that we knew Dudley, and you'd see Dudley around just wandering around by himself.
It's a great name, Dudley, isn't it?
It's Dudley the Wandering Dog.
It's a good kids book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. And then I guess I had a dog when I was younger, but never did it ever get close to being lost. I always get I think cats is one thing. People who lose dogs, that's a good effort to lose a dog.
It absolutely breaks my heart seeing those posters up because and it breaks my heart even more. Well, number one, we never know whether the animal was found, right? Because those posters, they're not going to go around and take the posters
so true.
down.
Yeah.
But also when the posters are a little bit faded, there's this sense that it's like the Titanic, like they're hoping for their loved one to come home.
I know.
I don't think anyone swam home from the Titanic.
$500 Titanic missing reward.
But that's interesting as well. Like on some of them, you'll see the financial reward, and on others you don't. And I got to thinking, other things in my life beyond pets. Would I offer a reward for those things? And what would those things be?
Well, just for pets, what's the reward for a pet? Like, I don't think I've ever seen the dollar value there, but you see that the reward is there.
Yeah.
So does that mean that if I have found your pet, Josh, let's say I found your cat wandering the streets, got it in my car, I rock up to your house, or I call you and I say, I've got your cat, how much is it going for? You say $500. Can I negotiate?
That's what's crazy, right?
That's great.
Because thinking about finding someone's pet animal, as if you're ever asking for that reward.
Right?
That's so
unless
true.
you're going dog bounty hunter and you're going out to find this pet, and that's like your job.
That's so true.
This was okay. I think the last few patches I've had a few harebrained ideas, but I've got another one. Business opportunity.
Oh, here he goes again.
we go scour the neighborhood, and any animal we see, we put it in the back of a van.
You mean kidnap?
Anyone. We kidnap animals,
Is the
left,
van-
right, and center. Wait,
Hang on.
and it's got cages.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just
there's
wondering if it's
cages,
demarcated
right?
or if it's a free for all.
No, absolutely not. We want to keep them safe.
Yeah, okay.
We respect the animals, but we just accumulate animals and wait for the posters to go up.
Yeah.
And then eventually, once the poster's up, we give them a call. How much are you offering? We've got your animal.
It's just pet ransom at this point.
But they don't know because ultimately it's a
Oh,
win-win
great.
because you're delivering their loved one back to them and you're getting money.
And
Where's
you
the
stole
loss?
them.
Sure, they have a few days of sadness, but in the long term, they remember how much they love the animal.
That's
No,
true.
it's an interesting idea. I wonder if someone is down and out don't have a job and they look around looking for these reward posters. Are they actually looking at it as a form of income?
You might, right? But I can't imagine you would have any strategy to find someone's lost pet that would
Great.
be any more successful than the owners themselves.
Yeah, it's a good point. Cats under houses, tortoises on roads.
Yeah, it's everywhere. But would you put a money? I reckon $500 seems in my brain. That seems for a pet cat or dog. That seems, for some reason, that's in there for me.
Because you're wanting to incentivize someone to give it in, but also if you come across a cat and you haven't seen a poster,
Yes.
what are you going to do? Are you just
Yeah.
would you pick it up after your?
No, you'd have to see the poster first. Otherwise, the presumption is that's just...
But are you ever remembering the face on the poster? Honestly, I think about how many animals.
It's so
if I'm going
true.
for a walk and I walk past a cat in a driveway, I just pat that cat. I'm not thinking back to the reward posters that I've seen and going, that face, it looks familiar.
You should start taking... Do you reckon you take photos of the posters or take photos of the animals?
You have to take photos of both.
Yeah, you need both. And then you get Google to cross-reference
Oh,
the two.
that's perfect,
Right?
yeah.
Machine learning.
What about do you ever take a little ticket off one of the reward posters?
I've never taken a ticket off a poster.
Ever?
Nah.
At uni, you must have.
Nah.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
What for?
Like guitar lessons,
It's,
right?
Yeah, it's either guitar lessons, modeling,
Nude modeling.
nude modeling, or some kind of scientific research.
But I guess that was the manual QR code.
Yeah, you're
Wasn't
right.
it? Now you don't need them. Now QR codes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
People, I saw a QR. I was at the soccer the other night. I saw a QR code on the big screen.
Whoa.
I tried to scan it and had to get really close to it and ended up falling flat on my face on a player.
Just to go back to the lost items, Dion, have you ever lost something and considered offering a reward for it?
Oh, I reckon. Yeah, I mean, if you could offer a reward for a wallet, you'd do that. And the
Wallet?
best thing to do with a wallet is just to say, keep the money. I don't care about the
Yeah.
money. Give me all the cards.
That's
give
what
me
it
the
is,
give me
right?
the give me the leather.
Give me the thing that's going to cost me heaps of time to fix.
So let's think about a wallet for a moment. What is that thing now? It's just the license, right? We're rarely carrying cash in our wallet nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think for me personally, because I'm using my phone to pay for everything.
Yep.
What other cards? They're all on my phone, basically. A wallet is almost...
Entirely redundant.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty annoying though, because the wallet's gotten smaller, which I feel like it's easier to lose now. So I can never, I couldn't find my wallet before. Now it's got nothing in it. I can't find it ever.
So
I can't see it.
Do you take a photo of the wallet and put that up around the neighborhood?
It's a great idea.
And then it says reward inside the wallet.
But you're right. Like in terms of everything becoming digital, I feel like it almost warrants like a community celebration when everything that you have in your wallet turns digital. Like when Victoria gets a digital license, the whole city's going to go up in flames.
It's like, bank card, Medicare card, license. But like, I don't really use them at all anymore.
Medicare, you don't. Medicare, get the app.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I've got the app.
You little beauty.
Yes. No, but let's celebrate that. That's
that's
great.
what I mean.
So are we now
And
saying...
keys, get rid of them.
Yeah.
So are we now saying the lost wallet isn't as awful as it once used to be?
No, yes,
that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
okay.
That's right.
Because I still feel like there's a number of cards in my wallet that I probably don't need in there, to be fair, that
Yeah.
if I did lose would be a massive pain.
Yeah, it's those fucking coffee rewards cards, right?
Yeah.
Just go digital, everyone. That's an easy win.
Yes.
Don't make me carry this card around.
How do you feel about when you order your coffee, you pay for it, and then you're walking out and you notice they've got a rewards program? It's almost like getting them to backdate the stamping.
Yeah.
Would you ever say, I was in here yesterday. Do you mind if you...
I'll tell you what's a great feeling. A double stamp from a staff member when they go,
yeah.
I'll just give you a couple.
That's lovely. That's
Thank you
lovely.
so much.
And then looking at the type of stamp and then going out and buying it.
Have you ever... I've fully considered that sometimes. I go, that stamp seems pretty easy to do. Or it's like a hole punch or something.
Yeah,
right?
it's someone with like a cross in a black text.
Yeah,
And you're like, come on.
This is so easy to stuff around.
So if you find, let's say that you find a wallet on the street, what's your first instinct? Where are you handing that in?
I had this many years ago. I think I might have talked about it in the pod previously. But
Okay.
straight away, looking through cards for phone numbers.
So you go through the wallet.
Well, yeah, if it
Oh.
might not, it's probably not going to be someone you know, but right. But like, I have a look what's in there because I want to try and get information because who knows? I don't know how the police system works. If you take it to one cop shop,
Yes.
is that on the network then that they could go to their local station and they would know it's been handed in the other station, or it has to be that local station? That's what I don't know.
That's a really good point.
For me, it's open up the wallet, grab the driver's license, quick search on Facebook, see if it matches,
yeah,
see if
good
you can
one.
match their photo to their profile photo. I think I did that before and I think it worked.
That scares me, and I hate that you have to have a Facebook account for things like that,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like
pretty annoying.
that's the digital library of all people on Earth.
Well, mine worked because he had a key pass, which is like a underage ID, and see if you can't get your license yet or whatever.
Yes.
And it had a phone number on the back of it.
Oh.
So I called it up, and then they got in touch, and the dad gave me $50 because his son was a dimwit.
And he said that?
Yeah.
Did he clip him behind the ears?
But he was just like, oh yeah, he's losing stuff all the time. He's an idiot. And just gave me $50. I was like, no. And he's like, take it. I was like, okay.
Great.
Yeah, $50 in my back pocket.
Perfectly dealt with. Initial refusal, then yeah.
And then snapped it up real quick. I was like, I genuinely didn't need it because I was like, yeah, I just found it. It didn't cost me anything.
Yes.
But yeah, that's the only time I think I've found something and given it back.
Yeah,
no,
but-
not found something. I got a reward for it.
But that's the thing, right? Normally we have this absurd trust, like something's lost at a venue. You find the phone, you find the wallet, and you go, well, I'll just hand it into the venue, right?
Yeah, you send it to the venue.
You're handing it in to someone a staff member at the venue, for some reason you trust them that they're now the gatekeepers of this thing.
A few things that I'm aware of, like at the cinemas, they'll have something that's been in lost property for like a year.
Yes.
And then at that point, it's like, if anyone wants it, you can take
Yes.
it. Same at the bar there. It's like stuff gets handed in, and a lot of the time it does get returned to the people. But yeah, stuff ends up there for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. It's like, hey guys, who wants
wow.
it now?
That's
not,
great.
it's never getting returned.
I had an interesting experience when I went overseas. I was waiting for my bag and it was taking ages after I got off the plane waiting for my bag to go around the conveyor belt. And I was like, have they lost my bags? Is this the time where
yeah.
they've lost my bags? And waited. But while I was waiting, I was thinking, this is an amazing system.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Why aren't there heaps of reported? Maybe there are lost bags of people just grabbing a bag, like either grabbing the wrong bag or grabbing or stealing it. What is that? Why? How does that system work
so
still?
trusting, right?
It's
Yes.
bizarre.
Everything else in our society is not that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is free for all. Just grab your own, guys.
Yes.
Grab your own. Don't grab anyone else's.
But also the lack of information about when it's coming.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like people just congregating around an empty, rotating platform, right?
Yeah.
Waiting for a bag. Surely that system can be improved. I don't know how.
I agree. Well, I went with my partner. We both had a bag each, and the bags came like 20 minutes apart. And I was
Yeah.
like, how? There's got to be a system where they're pairing the bags together.
no.
It's just one after the other.
No, but I want them to be that system.
I think they have...
You don't want that. Hang on.
A bag at a time.
Oh,
Wait.
God, I can see the look in Dion's eyes. He's about to get stuck
No, we
in.
checked in together. The
Sure.
bag shouldn't be arriving 20 minutes apart.
But they might have just happened to be at the right crossover of the next trolley.
But it's not like her and I, she's at the front of the plane and I'm at the back of the plane.
No,
We
but
get
I'm
seated together.
Yeah, but I'm saying...
So should the bags.
But I'm saying all of it goes on and it all gets chucked in. And then when they're taking it out, it might have so happened that yours was the last one on that trolley and then hers was the first one on the next
No,
trolley.
I'm saying don't have it as so happens.
How do they know?
As so happens.
Colours.
Well, then wrap your bags together in big thing of plastic, mate.
No,
Have
they
one
should do that.
Have one giant mega bag.
What I think should happen is it should be the reverse of the way that you load the baggage. So you go, you say, here's my ticket. Great. Load your baggage. It goes in, it goes out onto the plane. They should get everyone, put them in a room. Here's a cup of water, no problem. All the bags are ready.
No problem.
You go line up at the exact same consoles and they spit the bags back out. So you say, Christian Pizzasali. And they go, cool, here's your bag. And it comes down the conveyor belt.
Your guys'
love
ideas
it.
are adding
Come
so
on,
much
do you know
work to
what?
this bullshit.
I'm
is
happy
great.
to wait a little bit longer if I know that I don't have to be that feeling of being scared that my bag's missing and everyone else has got theirs.
It doesn't go in a neat little queue. It just all gets chucked in the baggage.
No,
store.
we want a
what
neat
I'm
little
saying
queue.
is there should be a step before the collection where they go, cool, let's break it out. This is seat da 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 da. You go up, you say, I'm seat da 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 da, and then it comes to you.
This is rubbish.
I'm generating jobs, Josh. What are you doing?
Now it's time to play a little segment we like to call Copycat, where we'll be imitating a sound that we've heard, and then we'll judge who did the best imitation of that sound.
Can I just remind you of the first one we did? It was a squeaky mouse closing a squeaky
No,
door.
it was Tim Allen's grunt.
Oh, was it?
We literally just spoke about that.
Not on air, we didn't.
So the Copycat this week is when you're lying in bed, middle of the night, a little mozzie flies near your ear.
Or for our overseas listeners, a mosquito.
And Dion, do you want to kick us off?
With pleasure.
Dion's always
it's really weird.
Dion's always sexy versions of the sounds.
It's really weird because I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't have the confidence to do it. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to go,
Just stop. It's worse now. You don't get two chances. I just imagine
Shocking.
a mosquito in stilettos.
sure.
All right, I'll go.
That's also the other key part of Copycat is we don't rehearse it beforehand.
Yeah.
It's one and done.
Yeah, if that wasn't clear after the first
Okay.
one. That is so good.
That's unbelievable.
That's excellent.
That's unbelievable.
Thank you so much. And
Okay.
Josh. What?
The dynamic seven.
Nah, I think
I think Josh, you had the building blocks.
yeah,
You know,
but it still sounded too human because there was the
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could hear.
But it was so the off mic. Oh,
Yeah, because to me, it's about it coming in and going.
Yes, you had the dynamics.
But Christian's was very eerie.
yeah,
So
yeah.
very eerie
yeah.
about it.
Not as sexy as mine, so I win. I returned to work last week and I was really, really excited to be back in the office. I am sick of working from home. It absolutely sucks. But I was in the office and a colleague was there and I looked down at his feet where I expected to see shoes and saw shoes. And he
Wow.
was wearing a pair of Reebok shoes and I was like, oh, they look very, very similar to the shoes I just bought. And I looked a bit closer and they looked exactly the same. I believe they were the same. They're about 6 months old. And it made me reflect on my purchase. And I was like, I can't wear these around him. Both of us cannot wear the same shoes. I cannot be that person who's gone, oh, I like your shoes. Oh, I'm going to go get them. I think it was a weird feeling.
Who purchased them first?
He must have purchased them first. 6 months ago, I reckon.
What color are they?
They're white.
Because I was going to say, black or dark you could get away with. White's pretty iconic.
No. I think that now white shoes are basically on every
More
hipster
common.
everywhere, right? Or maybe not. I don't actually know. But white shoes are very common at the moment.
They are.
I think that if you've got some form of white shoe, whether it's got a little color on the side or whether it's a Reebok one, they all look the same. It doesn't matter.
Do you reckon?
White shoes, I think it's more forgiving.
I think there's absolutely no issue with you both having the same shoes at the same time, but for people at the office going, same shoe.
That's the issue.
Oh, you're right, Josh.
Yeah, that's the issue. You don't want people noticing that stuff. Or when people on social media, if they walk and if they come to work in the same outfit and they post a photo of them both twinning, like, fuck off. I don't care if you're twinning. Go home and
if
change.
You're the type of person who calls that out or says to someone, oh, new haircut, that kind of stuff, just keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself, idiot.
Why? Why don't you like attention being drawn to you if you got a new haircut?
But it's not about the attention being drawn. Everyone knows. Don't make the obvious statement. It's too obvious.
You know what Slack message is going to go around Dion's office? I didn't get the white shoe memo, boys.
Yes,
God.
that's how. Oh, isn't that lame? Isn't that lame? Or the blue shirt memo, or they're all memos.
That's a
aren't they?
fireable offense.
I think so. But yeah, it was a weird feeling because, and then when you're out in public and you'll have, that there'll be a shirt at home that you love and you see someone walking by and you're like, oh God, I've got that shirt.
I've never in real life had that happen.
Really?
I agree with Josh. I've never had it happen where I've seen someone wearing what I own, but I'm curious as to what that emotion was, Dion. You see that shirt and you go, oh God.
Well, I think it's the fact that you scour the world for a shirt and then you buy a shirt and you think, oh, I'm unique. I bought this shirt. And the thought that there are probably thousands of other people wearing your unique style.
Yeah.
That's the thought that,
Was this person a similar body and shape to you?
They look better in it, I reckon.
Yeah, there you go. That's probably it, right?
That was the problem.
That they're pulling it off better than you.
I think so, yeah. I think that was it. But you're telling me you've never seen someone wearing any similar article of clothing where you're like...
It has happened once for me, now that I've just reflected on it, and it's very recent. It happened only a few days ago, but the person wearing the T-shirt it was wearing it years after I've stopped wearing it. Now it's like a sleep top for me, whereas they're wearing it as like a new thing.
Cool retro
it's like
top.
a cool retro top. And I'm like, oh, well, it looks great like that, but mine is all stretched out now.
Because the only time it's happened to me was I saw the shirt, literally the shirt I was wearing. It was on the rack at Savers one time.
Oh, wow.
And it was that point I went, yeah, this one's done. That was me going, this one's done.
This one's done, but then you pick up the one from Savers and go, what a bargain.
No. But it was just weird seeing it there. I was going, oh, someone else has owned this exact thing and gone, no more.
No. Yeah. That defeats the purpose. Why were you even at Savers then? It's to buy someone's old shit because it might be great on you.
No, but I'm saying that the one I owned, I was like, if someone else has got tired of it, I should be tired of it by this point.
No,
Why?
that's recycling clothes. The idea that someone's tired of it means that but that's their personal opinion.
But I'm saying for me, my experience of seeing that on the rack, it changed my feeling on the shirt that I was wearing.
I know what you mean, though.
Because you're impressionable. You're saying,
Yeah.
understood, and that's fine.
Yeah,
right. Like I think that I don't necessarily see the same. Oh, what a big breath in. It's not a big point to be made. I don't necessarily see people with the same clothing exactly, but for someone with my body type, which is a little bit stocky, right? I see them everywhere, and I have reflected with some of my other stocky friends. We'll see someone walk into a place and go, I know what they're going for here.
Oh my God. That is in your own brain.
No, it's not, because we're doing the same thing. I remember I was
right.
sitting with my friend Luigi, who is an ex-stocky man. He is now svelte. And he and I at the time were wearing the exact same thing. It was an open blue shirt with a white t-shirt, black jeans, and some kind of funky shoe, right?
Good look on you. I've seen it.
Thank you very much. I do it often.
Yeah.
And he was doing the same thing. And then we saw another stocky man walk in wearing that exact combo. And we're like, we know what you're going for, mate.
Yeah.
But you know what? It doesn't upset me because it's nice to know we've got the group think, right? It's irrational, but you feel comfortable knowing that there's other people in this group.
So is that the attraction of... Is it the attraction of luxury brands? When I was over at Singapore, I went to this shopping mall and it was just all of those ridiculously expensive brands. And I was trying to work out, what is the attraction here? Is it quality? Is it the fact that they only make like a unique number of these things? These people, I reckon the rich are obsessed with not seeing other people in the same clothes as they're wearing. That's what rich is all about.
Devastating, right? If
It would
you saw
be.
that out.
I
Like,
would think
your
so.
version of it seems mild compared to someone who spent a lot on
But
something.
then again, flies in the face of a Gucci bag.
I just don't think we are the right three people to discuss this because I don't understand it either. And I know, Josh, you probably don't understand spending thousands
unless the quality is through the roof.
But that's the thing, right? We don't understand it. It's the same as saying, why would someone spend X on artwork or why would someone spend X on cars? Because those people have dedicated their thought and mind to spending that money on that because they enjoy it, right?
Well, quality's always through the roof, isn't it? And just quickly, what the hell does through the roof mean?
It means it was so good that it broke through the roof.
Excuse me, will this t-shirt break through this roof? Well, you could try, sir.
One thing I've noticed in terms of the clothes that I wear, that I used to have way more t-shirts with designs and things on them, be it like a logo, not necessarily brand logos, but like maybe... I don't know, Monkey Magic or, some other, the Mighty Boosh t-shirt. Something like, and it got me thinking, like, I don't really get those things anymore. I buy a lot more plain things. And I was thinking, stuff like, a gaming design or something. I've got a Super Mario t-shirt. It's got a little pipe where the pocket is and stuff. I'm like, it's interesting. Do you guys have any of those things that kind of put you in a tribe that says, I'm one of this, and when someone sees that out, they go, he likes that thing?
I think we are all tending towards plain clothes now because we are consolidating our wardrobes and going, I know the style that I want. I'll buy the plain things because I can mix and match. And it doesn't, I think like a Mario t-shirt or a big logo t-shirt kind of alienates you to that look, right? Oh, today I'm wearing that thing that goes with that and that and that. Whereas if you've got the white t-shirt or the black t-shirt, put it with anything, right?
Yeah.
Is there something more to it though? Are we more dull than we were?
I wonder if it's just an aging. As you get older, your wardrobe gets plainer and plainer.
Why? It's weird though, because you'd think that you'd want what you wear to be an expression of what you're interested in, and yet you wear plainer things.
I find myself doing it like those kind of design shirts, the older ones, they're like round the house t-shirts now.
Yes.
But going out of the house, it's pretty rare.
Yeah, and I don't think I feel that, like for a novelty t-shirt, I used to wear a lot of band tops, but it's this idea of that expression of myself. I'm not sure that I feel strongly about anything now to go, have a look at this. This is the group that I belong to.
But Christian, a lover of music like yourself, Christian wearing a band top makes absolute sense to me.
Yeah.
Like you go to a concert, you wear a shirt you really love. That makes sense.
Well, now they just sit, like I said a couple of patches ago, I've got 50 or 60, right? And they just sit in my cupboard.
50 or 60?
Because there's that period of time where when I was going to gigs, I would go support the musician. Local gigs, support the musician, buy their shit.
One of our friends, Lisa, who also is a fan of the show, and Christian and I were on her podcast, Reanimate's podcast. She was saying with her band t-shirts, she's got a friend who makes them into blankets.
Yeah, it's such a good idea.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Such a good idea. So you don't have to keep a pile of 50 t-shirts, but you've still got this great blanket and memento for all those tours and everything.
That's great. And you get the body odor from them as well. That's terrific.
Have you had anyone with those band shirts, Christian, come up to you and go, hey, mate, love that band? And you go, cheers, mate.
No. But I think that's not what I'm looking for. What I like about seeing someone in a band t-shirt for a band that I like is I go, okay, my guard is down now. Like, I think that I really like seeing people in clothing that make me feel comfortable because there's a lot of styles of clothing, like anything that's excessively baggy or like highlighter colors. I don't know how to deal with that person. I don't know where we align on anything.
Highlighter color, so you don't know how to talk to a tradie. Is what you're saying? Essentially.
Yeah, high vis. Yeah, but also like really baggy tracksuit pants and a baggy jumper with like sneakers, like that
sort of
look.
high culture,
Yeah.
I use verticom as culture, like that whole space.
I like it, but I don't understand where we align. So when I see someone in a, oh, you're wearing a insert band name here thing that I like.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. I know that we're probably going to align on something.
Yeah.
Or if I see a stocky guy wearing an open shirt, I know that we're probably going to have the exact same anxieties about our life.
How has it evolved that FM radio hosts are so much more annoying than AM radio hosts?
90% of the time I ask you to repeat yourself, my brain will have processed what you said just as you start to say it again.
To whatever version of Christian it is that appears in photos, stop squinting. You're ruining the photo for everyone else.
Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to thank you so much for listening to another episode of Welcome to Patchwork. This is a lot of fun. Just make sure, remember, we're on at Comedy Festival. Tickets are selling fast. Go to the Comedy Festival website. If you don't know it, give it a Google. What would you Google, Josh?
Melbourne Comedy Festival.
Yeah, and then search Welcome to Patchwork.
And while you're reserving your seat, why don't you go and give Patchwork a review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify?
The Spotify thing's important because Spotify's just started doing ratings. Just go to our show page and give us a 5-star like, if you will.
Or 4. Depends how much you like it.
No, five,
Josh.
I just want people to be honest. I'd rather honesty in advertising.
I'd rather the people that feel the need to be honest not leave a review.
During the week, we also put up Josh's elf slippers as an auction on eBay. We've included 2 Welcome to Patchwork tickets as well to our live show. So head to our socials, bid. You could have 2 slippers to wear to 2 shows.
They're signed. They're signed
They're
slippers.
signed as well. We're going to sign them. See if that brings the value up
But
or
they're
down.
not signed by us.
Signed by the original elf. And as we do every week, we sew a new patch into our quilt of friendship. Josh, what patch did you sew into our quilt this week?
My patch is you, Dion, so paralysed by the thought of seeing someone wearing your outfit that you leave the house completely naked. Christian, what patch did you sew this week?
Thank you, Josh. This week, I sewed into my patch me, waiting for my suitcase at the airport baggage claim, and then seeing my cat on his way home again, waiting for his. And Dion, what did you sew into your patch this week?
My patch this week is Josh putting up posters around his neighbourhood which say, "Sexy mosquito answers to the name of Dion missing since early January. Reward 6 premium beers and a full dishes cleanup." Thank you for listening to Welcome to Patchwork for another week. I've been Dion.
I've been Josh.
And I've been Christian.
Goodbye.
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 Patches. Fucking patches.
On your patches.
Patches. Yes, patches.
Patches, 1, 2.
Fucking patches again. Get him off.
Patches are on.
Patches on here. Patches on.
Patches on, patches on. Hit patches.